Hello guys, so today I wanted to talk about the second part of our TLOP extension video. So first part I have recorded and I have uploaded on YouTube. You can search with TLOP extension configuration simplified and you will get the video, right? And make sure you watch it so that once you watch it, you will be able to understand what I'm trying to say on this video actually, because I've simplified it in a very simple way and you will be able to understand everything which I explain on the video. So make sure you watch it and you subscribe to my channel. And I'll begin with the challenges and the solutions which I have come across when we have a you know dual router at one of the sites and we have configured TLOC extension. At the same time, we have configured VRRP on the LAN side because we want only one of the router to act as a master and we want other router to act as a backup. Um, and when consider this is router one, this is router two, and currently router one is the master, router two is the backup. So when I'm trying to ping the Google DNS, we can see that the traffic is going via router 1. So if I just ping google.com, I can ping google.com and but when I trace route google.com, you can see that it is going via the router 1 because the third hop you see that it is second hop you can see that it is 1.1.2.1 which is this router, right? But you know and I'm running VRRP on the LAN side. So um, I'll show you on show you the config on both the routers. This is router 1 and this is router 2. Okay, I've opened router 1 only. Okay, this is router 2. I'll close router 1. Okay, so show VRRP brief. So you can see that the priority on this router is 120 and this is acting as a master. All right. And the problem which I wanted to discuss about is what happens when the ISP on the router 1 goes down. So if I just bring down the ISP on the router 1, all right. So this is router 2, which is acting as a ISP router for CH1. So let's shut down the interface on that ISP. So interface KX0 by 2 shut. Now what happens? Will I be able to ping? The answer is no, because um, as I've shown you that uh, the router 1 is acting as a master and I've configured a VRRP between router 1 and 2 and the virtual IP address is 10.1.20.1 and what I've done is I'm giving uh, a configured routing on the LAN side, which is directly I'm forwarding all the traffic to the virtual IP, right? And virtual IP is still up on this router, on the router 1. But we do not have ISP because ISP link has been made down. So we are not able to ping or we are not able to reach out to the internet. So we are completely isolated now. for this site. So what things we can do once we come across issue like this? So first thing we can do is, as soon as we identify that the router is, or the ISP on the router one is down, what we can do is we can uh, decrease the priority on the router one and make the router 2 as master. So how do we do that? So if we go to devices, let me see. I think the session is idle since so long, so I may have to log in one more time. Okay, the admin. So what actually is doing, like, this LAN router is forwarding the traffic to router one, but it is getting ended up in the black hole. So we still have the route where um, this router can still forward the data to this router and go back to internet. But we do not have the mechanism where the route the traffic will come back the return path, and again this router can forward the data to this, and it can go back to the LAN router. I'm sure there should be a way. Uh, I need to study about that, but a couple of solution which I have implemented and we have implemented in our organization as well is, those are pretty much easy solutions where um, what we do is we just decrease the priority of router 1 so that it will be a backup, and router 1 will act as a backup, and router 2 will act as a master. So this is router 1, right? So it has priority of 120, which I have shown you. Let me show you one more time. So if we check the priority on router 1, I will not be able to connect to router 1 because I've made the connection down. So uh, we can check on the router 2. So the priority on router 2 is 110, and the priority on router 1 is 120 actually. So VRRP 20. So VRRP detail. So virtual IP. I'm actually trying to check where I can show you that the priority on the master router is 120. So here it is, right? So what we can do is um, we can decrease the priority on the master router to 90, and we will see the traffic is flowing one more time again. So if we go to the configuration devices, uh, search for the router which you are intend to change the config on, and click on change device values. Edit template, and here we have the VRRP priority as 120. So let me make it maybe 100, or because on other router is 110, so we can make it either 100 or we can make it 90. So let's make it 90 because 100 is default. I don't want to get into defaults actually right now. And I'll push the config. So this way is the manual way, where once you identify the link is down, then you need to log into the vmanage and decrease the priority to 90, and then the traffic will, the LAN will be able to reach out to internet again. But this is the manual way, and cannot be done every single time. So I will show you how you can achieve this with IP SLA configuration. You don't need to do anything on the vmanage. Traffic will automatically get routed via the backup router once the ISP on the primary is down. But let's see first. So it is successful right now, and if we check, so this is router 2, this is the LAN route, right? So now if we check show IP route, it is still pointing to the virtual IP, but this time we'll be able to ping router, because the traffic now, I'll show you, the traffic now is flowing through the secondary router, the H2 actually, because it is going out via 3.3.2.1, which is this router 3.3.2.1. All right. So what we have, this is the one of the way. But what we can do is, um, we can configure IP SLA on the LAN switch or the LAN router, and then we will have all the things by taken care by IP SLA. Because no matter if the link goes down or comes back up, once the link goes down, the traffic will automatically shift on the other router, and once the link comes up, it will again shift back on the master router. So let's see, we want to uh, use router 1 as a master router, right? And so again, I'll have to go in the vmanage, and I'll have to change the priority one more time to 120, and then it will become the master, because right now it has become the backup. If we check the, yeah, VS2. So now you can see the virtual IP, and the master router is 20.3, which is the edge number 2, which is this router, because its priority is 110, and the priority of the another router is 90. Let me show you, because I'm not able to, I cannot access it over SSH, so I'll have to take the console of it to CH1. You see, the priority is 90, and it is acting as backup, right? Um, so what I will do now is, I will make the link up, the link of the ISP link of the router 1. But traffic will be remain on the router 2, because now router 2 is the master, and this router is sending traffic on the virtual IP address. Let me show you that. So I've brought up the link. We can still ping the internet, and if we trace route, we can still see the traffic is going via, traffic is still going via the router 2, right? So I'll quickly shift the traffic on router 1. Again, I have to go to RSA in the devices. and search for the intended router. So it is the first one. Change device values. And I'll make it 120. All right. So I'll show you how can we automate this. So what we need to do is we need to configure IP SLA for that. All right. So where we are going to configure IP SLA? We are going to configure IP SLA on the LAN device. So this is our LAN device, right? Now what the logic is going to be, let me bring out the diagram and let me explain you what the logic is going to be. So what we are going to do is we are going to track this IP address, okay, from this interface, right? And when if this IP is reachable, that means the ISP connection is up and router 1 will be able to forward the traffic like this, right? But what we are going to do is once this IP is not reachable, then what we are going to do is we are going to make the LAN switch, this LAN switch, forward the traffic not on the edge 1 but on the edge 2 on this interface. So this is the way we are going to configure the IP SLA. And what we are going to do is um, if this links come back up, if this link is coming back up, then again the traffic will automatically shift over router 1 again, this router. So I'll explain one more time what we are going to do, how we are going to configure IP SLA is like we are going to track this IP address from with this source interface, and when this IP address is not reachable, then we are going to make this switch forward all the traffic to this router by changing the next hop IP address. So let me show you how we can achieve this. Um, Let me bring out this is router 2, which is our ISP router. So this is LAN, right? I'll just minimize this, or I'll just drag it over the other screen, and let me just show you while keeping the main diagram. Okay, let me remove this. All right. Okay. So go to Conti IP SLA 1. Then I'll set threshold. Let me just try ICMP echo. And what IP address we are going to track is 1.1.2.1, right? And what source interface is going to be Source interface is going to be gig 0 by 0 with Ethernet 0 by 0. All right, and we're going to keep threshold as the um, 3 seconds because this value is in milliseconds. So 3000 milliseconds is 3 seconds, and the frequency I'm going to keep it as maybe 3. Okay, we cannot keep it less than 5 seconds, so we'll keep it as 5 seconds. 500 milliseconds is 5 seconds, so I'll keep it as 5 seconds. And I'll start the operation. So IP SLA, I'll schedule it right now. IP SLA schedule 1, start time now. All right. Now we have configured the IP SLA, but we have to track it. We have to configure the track now. So track 1, IP SLA 1, reachability, because we are going to continuously check the reachability of this IP address 1.1.2.1, and delay. I'm gonna keep it, if it is down, I want the failover to happen in 3 seconds. Okay, and now we have to apply the track, right? Because what we are doing now is we are still forwarding the traffic to the virtual IP address. So we are going to have to apply the track now. So to show run route, track 1. But if this track goes down, where do you want that? Where do you want to forward the traffic? Because um, with IP SLA, it is continuously checking the reachability of this IP 1.1.2.1, right? So until this IP is up, the track will stay up. But once it goes down, then where it will forward the traffic. So that IP route we have to give now. So IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.0, and it should forward the traffic to where? It should forward the traffic to this interface, right? That's where that is what we have discussed, right? It should forward the traffic to router to the interface. So what is the IP of that interface is 10.1.20.3, and I'll give the administrative distance as 10 because administrative distance of this router, this route is 1, and this will be the active until this track goes down. Once this track goes down, it will forward the traffic to this next hop, which is this router, right? Let me check the route, show IP route. Okay, and let me check the static routes. So yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this static route because we are already tracking it above. Okay, okay, now it looks good. Now let's test it, right? So this is router 2, okay, and this is the LAN router, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep continuous ping. I'm gonna keep continuous ping from LAN router to google.com. Okay. And at the same time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the ISP on primary router down, right? Now we will see some ping losses as per our configuration. And then, you know, here you can see the track is down now because it cannot reachable. It is not, it cannot reach this 1.1.2.1 IP. And we can see now the traffic is going via router 2, and let me show you via trace route. Okay, I'm not able to stop the ping, so maybe let me close it and open it one more time. Shit. So we might have to wait until it pings because the repeat count I gave, I think, is 10,000. So it will take some time actually. So meanwhile, I'll pause the recording and I'll come back once the ping is completed. Okay, guys. So um, let me show you the trace route when the ISP link on router 1 is down. So it is going via router 2, right? 3.3.2.1, which is this. And let me bring up the router 1. And meanwhile, I'll not give repeat ping of 10,000 now. I'll maybe just I will give repeat ping of maybe 150 or maybe 200, right? And I'm bringing up router 1 now, so no shit. So you can see now the track is up and we can ping the internet, and I'll show you one more thing I missed to show you is how the routing is getting changed. All right, so let me make it down. Right now, if you see, you can see it is forwarding to 20.1, which is um, this router's LAN interface, right? 20.1, because this is acting as master and it is forwarding to the virtual IP. And I have made it down. The track is down, so let's see the routing now. So now it is forwarding to 20.3, which is this router's LAN interface, right? And if I just give ping of 500, and once I bring this interface up, when I ping the interface up, we'll see a loss of couple of pings, and then we'll see the continuous ping again. Okay, the track has backup. And I'll show you the routing one more time. So once the track is back up, then again it is forwarding the traffic to router 1. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is actually a real-time solution which we have implemented in our our organization, and this is thing which I wanted to show you. I'm sure there might be another way where you can do the configuration on the C edge itself, where it can track the VRRP interface, because what I've learned is um, on the C edges in the SD-WAN technology, VRRP cannot track the IPs. So I'm sure there could be other way where we can do this on the C edge itself, but this was quite simple solution which we implemented. We didn't implement the first solution, but we have implemented the second solution where we have configured the IP SLA and we are tracking the next to IP address of ISP, primary ISP, and the failover is configured like this. So thank you guys. Let me know how do you like this video, and let me know if you have any questions about configuring this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.